No, that's... I don't get those every month. That's why I'm like, they don't mail that to me every month, so I don't understand why they did it this time. Didn't make any sense. Oh my god, it's this one. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Oh, that's right. He has to stay there. All right. This one. All right. We're good. We're good. Yeah, so this is the one where normal enemies move 10 times faster and attack 3 times faster, but bosses don't. This, we're going to pause. We're going to pause for the cause. Briv has an achievement where you're supposed to gain more than 250,000 Steelbone stacks in one adventure. Welcome to that adventure. This is the place to do it. Man, are we going to do that on stream? Maybe we try to do that on stream. I don't know if I have the champions. There is an efficient setup for this, and I'm not sure I have the champions for it on this account, so we'll try to figure it out. Try to make it happen. When we get to the area that you want to do it on, I will try to remember and pause. 24-hour stream. No, here's the thing. If you can set it up right, it's a 30-minute or less. It's a 30-minute or less thing. We'll see if I can make it that quick. But that's usually with some potions. I only have 15-minute speed potions, but I will show how to do it as quickly and efficiently as possible. Do it on the tier 2 version. I mean, now you can if you want. If you completed the tier 1, I'm not going to that. No. The Festival of Full Champions, is there one that has a variant that is great for farming or something? Like for kill farming? I don't know. I have not looked. You were talking about like murder stacks? Is that what we're talking about? I don't know if one of them is a Chumbawamba variant. Has a Chumbawamba variant. That's what you'd be looking for, right? I guess I should have. I guess that's something I got to think about now. And with like event guides, is maybe highlight when a champion is available that has a Chumbawamba variant. But I didn't check. Yeah, you have to check the rules of each variant in one of my guides, I guess. See the question someone asked earlier about whether or not you put Chumbawamba variant. I did, and I added it, Thalo. It's now in there waiting to be filled in. Come on. Got 5 of 6 shinies for the Dark Urge. Wow. I don't understand how that works. I don't get that kind of shiny. Jira had the Ravens, yes. That's not the greatest, but it's the next best. If you don't have any Chumbawamba variants, I think the Ravens, I think Swarm variants. I don't know if there are any Chumbawamba variants in events. There might be, but the Ravens one is kind of the next best thing because basically 100 Ravens will spawn at a time. You take them all out, 100 more spawn. Yeah. It gets a little ridiculous. Gets a little ridiculous. I spent a week in that in the year 1 with Zorbu, I think. Or maybe it was after his rework. After his rework. So whenever Jaheira came out, when she was originally launched, I spent a week farming that event. Is there a list of these Chumbawamba variants? No. I haven't made one. Twilight Twist in Waterdeep is one. Relentless Peril in Avernus is one. Beyond that, I don't remember. For a long time, I didn't complete Twilight Twist just for that reason. And then for whatever reason, I was finally like, oh, I'm done leaving this. And I just wanted it completed, so I did it. Yeah. Man, on this playthrough, I guess I should have looked. Well, I guess I can always look through on my main account and just hunt for them at some point. At some point, we'll have to get a list of them together. People. Unexpected Geist, yes. Unexpected Geist is one. All right. Now we got Briv's speed effect. Yes, Shevik, I added it. But the thing about those Chumbawamba variants, they're the reason why people keep, well, they're one of the probably two reasons why people keep asking, well, can't we just redo variants for no rewards? Because they just want a place where they can go farm those stacks easily. It's not that they actually want to go redo variants. Like me, I would actually go, if somebody was like, hey, how do I do this variant? I would be able to go on stream and go back and do variants, but that's a very tiny use case scenario. And the other is that, and then I think there's a couple, the other reason most people would want it, or most of the people that ask for it is there's like one or two other variants that are super fast to get through. Like they've got speed up effects, and you'd basically gem farm even better in those. Yeah, I think if they ever let you redo variants, they'll probably turn those off. And then everyone will complain and say, well, that was the whole point. And then it's like, and then they'll be basically showing everyone, oh yeah, we only knew that, but you never said that was why, and we knew it was, and here we did it. And, you know. Did a bunch because, or without realizing how useful they'd be, which hurt. Yeah, that's the problem. That's another thing that, you know, there's a verifiable complaint. It's like, well, you know, the answer, and here's the thing. It's like, well, you know, you feel punished by by completing content. So here's the answer. The answer isn't to make all variants replayable. The answer is to make one adventure somewhere have its base rules be they fall down and get back up again, and then you'll have a free play you can do it in forever. That's an easier solution. But people are trying to to ask around the thing because they don't want to say we want to exploit this. So they argue, just let us redo all variants. When the actual ask is much easier and might actually be given to you if you just ask for an adventure that has enemies that fall down and get back up again. That isn't a variant. Every wave, the waves have a chance to spawn an enemy that falls down and gets back up again. If that's a base rule in an adventure, go for it. And there are a lot of adventures now that have kind of variant rules as a base. So I think there's a far better chance of getting that if people just were honest and asked for it. Are an event 2.0 tiers letting people redo some variant? No, you're not actually. Well, you're redoing event variants, right? But it's a higher version. It's just like patrons. I mean, the argument there is, well, there's patrons, but then people go, well, not everybody qualifies for them, right? Like, and then you want to do those too because you want the rewards from them. But that goes with this too. You do them once and then they're done. Like you work through those 4 tiers, you're done. In a similar way of you do the base variant and then you do the patron versions and then you're done with it. You can't play it again. So, yeah. People just want to be able to go in and basically do a free play of a variant. But that's not how the game is set up, right? The game doesn't support that functionality. And as they've said, they went in, basically, they kind of gave this information yesterday in Dev Insights. Each variant, like each tier variant, like a tier 1 Area 75 variant, is a separate adventure in their system from the tier 2 250 variant and et cetera on up the tiers, which is why you can't just run to 1200 and get credit for all 4 tiers. They're separate. They're fully separate variants. They're not the same. They have the same rules. They're all separate. So they would have to read when people are asking, can't we just run and blah, blah. And it's like, no, because they're not built that way. That's not what it is. Those are all separate variants. So you're running a variant with the similar rules, but with a higher area goal is basically same rule, higher area goal, but it's a separate thing. Want a sandbox mode for each of the variants where nothing you do in it affects your account outside of it? I mean, I don't think you have to make it for each of the variants. I think you just say, I want a sandbox mode. And then in that sandbox mode, you can select from all of the different formation layouts in the game. And then you can select and you can load in all of, all the different enemies in the game to test stuff out and give yourself all kinds of stuff. Like that's the sandbox mode. They don't necessarily need, in that functionality, you just have like a drop down list of all the different formation layouts, or you have like all of these circles and you just highlight the ones that's probably easier. Well, I think it's easier. I don't know. So you just have a grid of circles, and then you just put the champions in the ones that simulate the variant you're trying to complete or whatever you're trying to do. Like, I think that would be cool. Yeah, and then toggles for all the various restrictions and enemies, and so you can just have enemies stream in and test different restrictions for stuff. Like, I think that's all just in a big sandbox mode. But you don't earn gems. You don't earn, like, you can have a number like, well, this is how many gems per hour you'd be, or how many bosses per hour you'd complete, or how many gems on average you'd earn. Like, maybe you say that, but you don't give anybody any of that, right? It's just for trying to, theory craft best possible scenarios. And maybe you save setups. Maybe you could just save setups. Kind of like formation saves, but you save like sets of restrictions and things. Mario Maker, but for idle champs. I never played Mario Maker. But, just a non, something that doesn't affect the actual game overall, but lets you learn about the game and optimize your gameplay. MC again, that is not. You say they could just make it so. I mean, could they? They can make anything. Technically, right? I give them enough time, they can make anything happen. The way the game is set up right now, it doesn't function that way. They are each tier is a separate adventure. Doesn't matter that it's the same, got the same name. It's the same. It's insert name here, tier 1. That means it is a unique adventure. So the game functionally does not work that way currently. They would have to remake that entire system. And honestly, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it. The people that have the power to do all 4 tiers in one run, they also have the power to and the speed potions to just do all the tiers. You only ever have to do it once. You only have to ever go through them once. Like, come on. It's not. I think it's great, but there is no best. There's never a best. There's never a best. Let's just get that out of the way. There's never a best. There's never a this is the best system it could be. There's never a best. Is it better than the old system? Yes. Yes. Objectively. But like you're never going to please everybody. And in this game, a lot of people, honestly, just they ask for things that are going to take so that they can spend no time. They can invest no time and get all the rewards. And it's like, well, that's not a video game. That's not a video game. That's being born rich. That's being born rich. That's not a video game. Yeah. Games by definition are a series of challenges to get through to get something. You have a real life. I'm not saying you don't. What, you act like I don't? Like, but the games are supposed to be a series of challenges and puzzles that you play through that are enjoyable. And if you don't find it enjoyable, then you need to find a different game. And I say that in every game community I'm in, and people always get pissy. It's like, I don't want to leave. Well, then don't. But, you know, the answer isn't to take all of the challenge out of the game and make it a walk in the park. This is a puzzle game. Play the puzzle. That's the point of the game. Old Grumpy Badger, thank you for the gift subs. Tree Tank, Paraloo, Textati T, Wrathchild, Gwen, you've been subbed. Courtesy of Old Grumpy Badger. Much appreciated. Still remember the person that asked the devs to remove all the ads? Yep. Yeah. Don't ever put any wild offers in. I want an option that just turns them all off so I never see them again. No. It's a free-to-play game. It's a free-to-play game. There are people that complain that CNE's pop-ups are obnoxious, and I'm like, you've never played Raid Shadow Legends. When I've done a puzzle once, I never do it again, but now I get forced to do it over and over. You're not doing the same thing. You have to go further. That's the point. You're getting a reward for it. If you don't want to participate in that system, don't participate in that system. But this entire game is built on doing that same puzzle over and over. That's what patrons are. They took the patron system and mirrored it into events. But they made it easier because you don't have the patron restrictions. This entire game is built on that premise. So if that's not a game you're interested in playing, then Idle Champions isn't for you, because that's what the patron system is. That's you do the base adventure and the base variants, and then you do patron versions with higher area goals, potentially a higher restriction level too. It's a more challenging version. The events one is a little bit watered down, but that's events. Events are watered down versions of the rest of the game. They're easier to complete versions of the rest of the game, and they've always been that way. But now you get access to better rewards. So I don't know what to tell you. And it's fine. If you don't like it, I'm not saying you can't. Yeah, everybody has to like this. What I'm saying is some of these arguments, like they're arguments against the entire game itself. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you there. They're basically doubling down. They're investing back into the same systems that they've kind of already created, that they know people are already engaging in. I'm not saying they're always good systems, but they're not the worst. Events 2.0 is a major step forward from the original events. That's what I'm saying. Would I like to see some things change? Sure, and I voiced some of that yesterday, and I will continue to voice some of that. But they need to. But they, it's basically a puzzle game, and you do the puzzles. You do all the puzzles, and you get rewards. The problem with like the bonus quests that were tiered, was that isn't how you actually play the game. Like you didn't go to here and then go to here and then on a separate run after run after run. The bonus tier quests that they created would have been perfectly fine as a set of achievements. For each event had a 20 stack set of achievements, and you dinged your way through those, nobody would have complained at all. It would have worked exactly like they wanted, because you could get it all done on one run if you wanted. But they put it in as a quest system. It was horrible. This, different. Each time you're going through, you're getting a reward, a valuable reward each time. Mirrors the patron system. This is now another way to play, a new way to play events. And you are only, as with any variant, you really only just want to go to the completion area and bounce. I honestly think, just for the sake of stopping all of these complaints, they should just make variants stop at the area goal. You do a variant, you hit the area goal, it goes to you move to the next area, and just like 2001, it just stops you on the right area after that. And it's like, hey, complete your adventure. I think it should just complete right there. Then a lot of all these complaints go. You want to go further? That's what free plays are for, right? I don't know. I doubt they're ever going to do that, but I feel like that would solve a lot of the complaints. If they're like, well, variants were never meant for you to go far on anyway. You're just supposed to get here and then bail. So now we're letting you know, hey, you get here, it's time to leave. I'm so glad I'm not the only one that didn't realize Event 2.0 is the patron variants. Oh, that did? Yeah. It is. It's just patron variants all over again. They just didn't give you the restriction, and that's fine. Sandy in your house? Blink once for yes. No. I have a lot of criticisms of the collections. I have a lot of criticisms of how they rolled out. I didn't like how they rolled out stuff. But when things are, objectively better, I have a hard time understanding some of the complaints. Especially when it's just, hey, it's the same game, but now you get more rewards. I mean, the original shop wasn't too. I hate that when they used internal names for things. The current shop is Public Shop 2.0. I don't care that internally it's Shop 3 for them. They shouldn't share that. Like, they need to talk in public facing statements, and that's just that It's Justin and David, and they're not good at that. They're not good at that. All right, Texag, thanks for hanging out. I don't know. I have a lot of frustrations when things change like this, and then it feels like people are complaining about the weirdest stuff, and I'm like there are some valid things to complain about, like the forced buffs from buying purchases is bad. The bugs that came out that weren't letting you see stuff. The fact that when I click here, it's not showing me that I need time gate pieces to unlock this. It should tell me out here. These are all, to me, this is examples of valid complaints. The fact that this event offer, if I come over here, this event offer that's in the shop, apparently, like, where is it in the shop? Like, if I click back here, where did it go? It's not here in recommended. It's not here in sale. It's not under chests. And it's not at the top of packs, which is where you'd think it would be. It's in none of these places. Where did it go? Where did it go? These are complaints. I feel like these are all very valid functional complaints. This is, these are problems that need to be fixed by this system. We did ask, like, why they only have these? And their thing is because it would take a lot of time to plan these out for the others, for all of these champions that are showing up. Plus, some of these champions are probably going to get reworked, and then that would change what you earned. And yeah, okay, I get it. Ultimately, we just don't have time to do all that at once. Well, as somebody who has, when they make changes, I got to update potentially hundreds of guides. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it. But not media trade, also not comedians. Yeah, definitely not. It feels like there isn't like a media training, I think, that they have to go through, like there are at some studios. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, if there was, oh yeah, the Modron cores that aren't in the gem store. Like, what? Yes, there are so many things that are like, yes, here's a lot of complaints that we can stack up, but then sometimes I'm like, really, this is what you this is what your complaint is, and I don't always understand it. Like the one about, oh, your ads are obnoxious. Oh, no, they're not. You have no perspective. You have no perspective. Your game is pay to win. No, it's not. It's not even a PvP game, so technically it can never be pay to win. It is pay to progress faster, but it is fully free to play. There isn't any gated completable content or earnable champions. They're all free, and it's so easy to go get them. If there's like a champion that's super OP and want them, one time gate and they're yours. That is not something that happens in other games. Games with hundreds of champions, that's not a thing. You can get all of them for free? No. I mean, there might be some, but not the ones I've played recently. I don't know, Lurking Rider. We haven't unlocked it yet for me to know. Yeah. The ones that pop up and that stops your gameplay? No, that would be horrible. But Raid, I swear, every time you exit out of any of the UI, deeper UI elements and come back to their like starting fortress area, pop up advertisement. Sometimes two. And now they've got lightning offers where you hit close and then it goes, "Are you sure? Because if you close this, it's going away forever." And it's like, "Thanks for the FOMO ad. Yes, close it." But once you learn to close all those and ignore them, your game gets much more enjoyable. But yeah, that's for me, that's the most highly monetized game I've ever seen, and it has tons of obnoxious monetization about it. They have popped some things into Idle Champions that annoy me. Like I'm surprised it didn't pop up when I opened that Daddy's chest and I was out of it. I'm surprised I didn't get the pop-up that said, "Looks like you're out of Daddy's chest. Would you like to buy some more from the shop?" I can't stand that one. That one annoys the hell out of me. But I close it and I go back to what I'm doing. I'm like, I can't believe you added that to the game, but they did. Yeah. But that's one of the reasons I like playing other games. I like perspective. I like to know, what other things look like. We try out different games, or I usually try them out on stream for the most part, and we see what they're like. I learned a long time ago that's a big part of game dev. One of the things that I think at both of the major studios when I applied when I interviewed, I shouldn't say just applied, when I interviewed, like got to the Gauntlet interview at Electronic Arts, when I got to a Gauntlet interview at Riot Games, one of the things that major studios like that offer is like basically a monthly kind of stipend for gameplay. You either get a monthly stipend or like Electronic Arts has their own shop and you can buy anything that's produced by them directly at like cost. It's like $5 and $10 games that are normally, $50, $60. You pay $5 or $10 at if you work there. Anything that they're just a publisher of is full price because they're just publishing it. They didn't make it. But a big thing that they encourage, no matter what part of the company you're working on, is go play other games. Go get some perspective so that your life isn't just this game. Because guess what? A lot of your life is now this game that you're working on. Get some perspective on other games. And then players are always complaining, you don't even ever play their game. Well, yeah. They make it all day. They need a break. But it's also good to not get your head buried in just this one place, to see what else is out there, because you can bring good ideas from other games into your own. Well, I haven't played Diablo. I think I played Diablo once upon, I think I've talked about this before. I think I played, maybe it was the Diablo 2 with friends, like way back in like at the turn of the millennium, literally like 2000, maybe 2001, whatever the Diablo was that came out around then. We had a LAN set up in the house, and so we all played, and I played it through, and I was like, oh yeah, that was fun. And they're like, okay, but now if we go through again, we can unlock the cow level. And I'm like, I'm down for that. And I did that, and then they're like, all right, now we're going to play through, and now we're just going to finish and beat everything. I'm like, why? We already beat it. And they're like, well, the more you beat it, the cooler the gear you get. And I'm like, well, does the game change? And they're like, no. And I'm like, then why am I? I'm like, no. Why would I do that? So I've never played a Diablo since then. But for me, like back at the time, I was like, what are you talking about? You play RPGs once. I mean, you might play them again if there's cool story elements to get more story, but the same story? Nah. So I never got, I mean, I heard all about like the real money auction house and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you hear about that stuff, but I didn't experience it firsthand, and I'm okay with that. How far we got to get? We got to get to 125. We're only about 40 levels away. So we're cruising just fine. Did you go back and play any more Skull and Bones? No, after the last stream, where that weekend I played it. I played it on a Friday and Saturday or something like that week. After that stream I uninstalled it. I mean, here's the thing: if it was a free to play game, I'd probably be streaming it once a week. Even though we're doing Idle Champions right now, I'd probably stream it once a week because pirates. But the gameplay was just so frustrating to me. Like, it's just so Grand Theft Auto is what we call it. It is. It's Grand Theft Auto at sea, and that's not how ships work. And I get so frustrated with that. There were moments where I could look past that. I could suspend my disbelief. But it was rough. It was rough. So... Well, it doesn't have to be a sailing simulator. It doesn't have to be. We've had this conversation too. I've played fun games, pirate games. Pirates of the Burning Sea at launch was incredibly fun. It was not a sailing simulator, but it did treat things. It did respect like combat, like ship combat, and how that worked in a much better fashion. The fact that I could sit in Skull and Bones and turn my ship and then aim my cannons all over the place. That's not how ships work. Get out of here with that shit. Get out of here with that shit. Yeah, so it was rough. If it was a free-to-play game, I'd just play it every now and then, just to have one relaxing day a week where I just get to be a pirate and I get to listen to sea shanties. And the quests, I thought the quests, like the adventure quests, I thought those were fine. But yeah. Somebody asked me on the tutorial show, like, if you were a developer, what would you develop? And I took that as like in general and not just for Idle Champions. And one of the things I would love to develop is a pirate game that's far more realistic in terms of what pirates were really like. Doesn't mean you're chasing a ship for 2 days and then you miss, like, you can get rid of that. There's ways to get around that and still have a game that represents more of what piracy was like and the golden age of piracy, and have it be fun. I know because I've played some of them. Like one of my other favorite pirates. So the original Pirates of the Burning Sea. Pirates of the Burning Sea is still out, by the way, but they made a lot of changes to it that took a lot of the fun out of it. And it wasn't a perfect game in the beginning, but its ship combat at launch is to this day the best combat, like a PvP ship-to-ship combat system and large-scale combat system for their port battles. Still to this day, the best system I've ever participated in. But beyond that, the other pirate game, which is maybe a little too on the nose nowadays, is Tropico 2 Pirate Isle. And I go back, and I've got it on Steam. I go back and play that. I think I've got it on Steam. I do. Pirate Cove, excuse me. Tropico 2 Pirate Cove. Man, the art does not hold up. I wish they'd remake that. That is my favorite pirate sim. And you're just building the island and then sending out ships, and you can build up ships and stuff. But content warning, prostitution, alcohol, and slavery, right? Like you're literally getting captives from these ships, bringing them back, and sometimes press ganging them into service for you, other times ransoming them off. But again, real world piracy. I really like that game. For a very long time, that was my favorite pirate game, like favorite realistic pirate game. And then things like Monkey Island, the Monkey Island series are the fun ones, right? Where you can not, like, you just take everything tongue in cheek, and that's fine. Skull and Bones looks like it's trying to be an actual pirate game. The music and the sound effects look like they're trying to be, like, sound like they're trying to be an actual pirate game. Like the sounds of the wind and the ship creaking and stuff like that. It's all fantastic. And then the gameplay is like, hi, we regurgitated Grand Theft Auto for you, including racing along on a ship and jumping waves like they're powerboats. Like, what? What are you talking about? Ships don't work like that. Oh yeah, and then you discovered, after Diablo, then you discovered MMOs, which are just killing the same things over and over for better gear. Yes, this was pre-MMO Garowar. Star Wars Galaxies, you know. I'm gonna kill this womp. I'm gonna kill these womp rats. I'm gonna kill 1 million of them. Well, actually, it isn't womp rats. I'm gonna go to Dathomir and I'm gonna kill 1 million of these Night Sisters to get the, like, this ultra rare loot weapon that has like you're really trying to find a mind fire, like any kind of mind fire weapon, and suddenly you're OP in PvP. That's welcome to Star Wars Galaxies and grinding. But the content there was the other people, right? Like fighting against other people. In large part at like in game, so you would do that grind for that. I bought Diablo 3, played for 3 weeks, about 150 hours. It's a solid play. That's solid play over 3 weeks. I feel like it's not full on, but it was pretty good. Sold it on the real money auction. Oh, found a good weapon. Sold it on the real money auction house for exactly how much I paid for D3. Never played it again. Hey, you got your money back. Proud of you. Proud of you. Once upon a time, when I anticipated games were coming out that I was going to play, I'd buy a collector's edition for me, and then another one that I'd leave sealed, and then I'd sell it on eBay for the cost of both of them. Because, sure, you just wait and sell it and get your money back. Yeah. Oh, and then there's like the guy in Skull and Bones, the first, the starter area. I call it starter area, maybe it's for the forever area. The guy that's in charge of that island swears for no reason. Like, I'm fine with swearing in games, but for absolutely no reasons. And in the most like you're like it actually pulls you out. Like, what? Where'd that come from? Like, did I play Sea of Thieves? I was in it pre-launch for a little while. I can't remember if it was... Can I talk? Let's just say I can't remember if it was like the free beta weekends or if it was something related to a job I had at the time, because I'm not necessarily supposed to say who I was working for back then. But let's just say that could have been how I got into. And it was kind of okay at first. I was like, okay, this has got a good vibe. There's some issues here, and then we had like our first encounter with other people and pirates. I mean, and it just, I was like, oh, this is not going to be good. This is not going to be good. And so when it came out, I did not buy it. I did not keep playing it. Ever played the original Pirates on Commodore 64? I don't think I did. My Commodore 64, I had nothing. I had none of the accessories for it. I just had the Commodore 64 itself. And then instead of that, I got a hand-me-down Atari with a bunch of accessories, like with a tape drive, like a cassette drive, and a disc, and a 5 1/4 floppy drive that worked most of the time. And so I played some games on that. So I don't think I ever played that one. Night Calgame, thanks for hanging out. I like a space pirate game. All the vibes of Monkey Island, Sea of Thieves, Black Flag, coupled with settings something like Mass Effect or Elite. So what you want? Hold on. Oh no! Oh no! Was it? Treasure Planet. You want Treasure Planet. I had to remember. Oh my god, I can't believe I forgot the name. Treasure Planet's so good. Folks, have you been sleeping on Treasure Planet? Treasure Planet's so good. So good. It's one of the underrated movies, I think. 2002. Who did the... Yes. Yes. This song. This song. Oh, no. I want... Hold on. This isn't the one I want. I want the one that's... Yes. I want the one that's like the music video. Hold on. No. That ain't it either. This one. Here you go, folks. Treasure Planet. Oh, so good. That song gets me every time. Love it so much. Yeah, Treasure Planet is the space pirate. Setting. I feel like that's that. I can't believe there was never like a Treasure Planet 2. I mean, it's kind of like hard to make a second one, but they built such a cool place. Go explore it with other movies. You've got it on DVD and VHS? Good. Yeah, so good. It's good. I feel like Black Flag and Monkey Island have rather different vibes. Oh, yeah. Assassin's Creed Black Flag is very much about, I want to go around killing people, and I happen to be on a sailing vessel to get from point A to point B. Monkey Island is just hilarity, and that's fine. Night MC, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, just hilarity. But I feel like, I mean, you can Treasure Planet kind of gets close, like a little bit, like you get piracy, but you get like fun. And it's, it's like here, it's a sailing vessel, but it's a spaceship at the same time. Like it's got that, like the only way I would ever want to really be in a Spelljammer D&D campaign is if it was basically just themed as Treasure Planet. Like that's what I want, because otherwise I'm like for Spelljammer, like I'll get my science fiction somewhere else, but give me a Treasure Planet campaign when I'm in. Yeah, Treasure Planet feels like somebody at Disney was heavy into Spelljammer. That's basically it. I kind of want to stop at Stan's previously owned vessels and Black Flag, though. I mean, look, every game, Stan's previously owned something, right? Idle Champions. Hey, welcome to Stan's previously owned mops. Hey, we did Nerves of Steel. Oh, I just remembered. Oh, saved myself, folks. I was like, I'm going to stop and I'm going to demonstrate how you can build up this stuff. And then we didn't do it. And then we got talking about other things. Okay. Where is it? Now I'm gonna slowly backpedal and try to find the place to build stacks. Treasure Planet, but Spaceball stands previously on Spelljammers. Well, you could do it. You could mix those. Idle too hard. Well, I did the idle part. I did what you're supposed to do while you're playing this game, which is I did something else. It's the Exodus announcement? I don't know what that is, so no. I'm going to say no, I did not. Oh, is this it? Is this it? This might be it. 98? Yeah, maybe. Okay, so here's what we want. Oh, no, I saw a melee. We don't want melee. We want an all-ranged area, and I did it with ogres, and so maybe that, but maybe that's the right thing. Maybe it's 97? Sci-fi RPG from Wizards of the Coast? Oh, weird. All right, hold on. There's an easier way for me to do this. Let me do the easy way. Let me do the easy way for me to figure this out. Yeah. It is 98. All right. So here's what we're doing. We're coming to 98. And we're taking everybody out. Well, we're not taking everybody out. We need some healing. We need some healing. But yeah. But we don't want to actually kill things. We got too much damage. Okay. It's the click damage that's doing it. We're still riding the fire breath potion. All right. So here's what we want. We want this. But we just want to make sure that this never kills Briv. Can I get rid of Nayeli for this? And then maybe put in the health feat? I might want Overwhelm, but... Okay. So the idea here is to never die. It's to never die. So we're going to let this build up as far as it can. I'm going to click this debris off so that they can actually come all the way in here. And they aren't all stuck behind the barricade, because they will. It will just stand behind the barricade forever. They can't walk around it. There we go. And this is fantastic. We're getting triple attack speed off all these enemies. They come out, they fire immediately, and then they rush up, and then they fire again because they're moving so fast. And basically, we just want to make sure that Briv stays alive. And as long as Briv can stay alive in this, then we're set. Like, we're already up to 500 stacks. We need 250,000. We need 250,000. It's a lot. 250,000. But right now, I mean, we're well on our way to 1,000, and we haven't even been here that long. And we don't have 100 enemies on the screen yet. So once they stop spawning in, we'll know if we can stay alive. And we may have to manipulate this a little bit. Like right now we got 2 healers. Tyrell is actually healing from this position. He's weird like that. In Moonbeam he has that kind of heal over there. Celeste is healing. We may want to actually see if we can level up Archon enough where their health share kicks in to give Briv more health. Because more health on the way down to ticking off the heal may keep them alive when we have 100 out here. We'll see. And the other problem is once we get 100, it's going to start enraging. They're going to start doing even more damage. And that's problematic too. So, I mean, I don't have any swaps that are going to help them stay alive. Except for potentially, and you know what, we're going to try it out. Nope. Didn't even get... No, Archon can't even get health share at this point. So Archon's pointless here. Okay. So this is what I got. This is all I got. I can bring in Nayeli for more health. Her health share is kicked in by now, I think. Yes, or of heroism. I don't think she's getting nothing there. Okay. So a little more max health. Oh, we actually killed some people. Oh, no. We didn't want that. Go away. Who did that? Did I click on the field? I could have clicked on the field. I might have clicked on the field. Nope. Nope. We just... It's Nayeli. It's Nayeli. Can't have Nayeli in. She's getting buffed from everybody and it's causing problems. Okay. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to speed potion on top of this. I'm going to speed potion on top of this. So I fiddled with it. I broke it a couple times. We figured it out. Well, we're going to try it. We'll see what happens. The other thing we can add is on top of the speed potion, we could add a health potion, but that would be like a worst case scenario. I don't really want it. I don't really want to. I just want it to go fast. I just want it to go fast. We're already up to almost 4,000 stacks, so we're well on our way. Did I start timing this? We'll say like at the half hour. We'll say I started fiddling with it around the half hour mark. We'll see if we can get 250,000 in 30 minutes or less. That's kind of what I promised people. Yeah. Setting this up right, complete this achievement in 30 minutes or less with speed potions active. I have a speed potion. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Here's a link to that, to the company making Exodus. So it's a video game that's a sci-fi video game by Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro. Do we know if the rewards for Tier 4 will be available next time around? They're there forever until you earn them, and then you've earned them, and you're done. That wasn't going to keep me alive long. We died. So this, I don't have the health, I think. Just may not have the health available for this. Let's try to see if we can. I think what we would need is it's like for permanent, like set this up, set it and forget it. We're at EO4 though. What's 250,000? 2.5 EO5? Okay. Right. I think to set it and forget it, you have to have a little more healing. Or if you can get that healing, if you have Mert's perk up, like Mert's healing perk, I think that works. That would keep you alive here. We don't have that. Don't know that there's a way for me to keep Briv alive. Or we're going to try. Here's the other thing I said I was going to try. Upping his overwhelm. Basically, you want health and you want overwhelm on him so that he's taking as little damage from this as possible. And then you want some kind of way to increase the heals. Either his own self-heals via that perk or some other champions. Some champions have boost healing to the front line or to tanks specifically. Or just more healers. But you don't want enough damage that you're killing things. And unfortunately, we're killing things. So I'm getting rid of Nayeli. Yeah. That's bad. We don't want to kill things. Yeah. Nayeli was just doing too much damage. Even separated so far away. Briv's Steelbone stacks were buffing Nayeli enough that she was able to kill stuff. Why are we trying to get 250k stacks? That's the achievement for Briv. That's Briv's achievement. Yeah, we're on a new account. Yeah. Wouldn't 48 be easier? I am already doing too much damage. My damage is E24 here, and it's E26 health. If I drop to 48, I might be able to... I could try to pull everybody else out, but I might do too much damage. We can try it. I'm willing to try it. If Briv dies again, let's see if he... I think he dies because we got to 100, but let's see. I need to pay a little more attention to that. When he dies again, we'll try it. We'll drop to 48. We'll try it there. But there is a way to just do this and have it just go forever, because, you know, when I did this originally, I did not have any gear on Briv. Well, maybe I did. I've got a, hold on, I've got a, nope, it was a gearless Briv here. There's the image. There's a GIF of it. Or is it a GIF or is it? Yeah, it's a GIF. If you click on it. I had a bunch of tanks, and I had Tyrell and Dinar healing me. And it just worked. Services was already asked, were you able to do tier 4s on your main account? I started to do tier 4 for Dark Urge, and I cleared the first tier 4 variant, and then the second tier 4 variant, I was within about like 40 something levels of it and couldn't get any further, and then realized I didn't have any gear on my Dark Urge. So after I gear up my Dark Urge, I will try it again. But you know, at the moment, without gear on the Dark Urge, no, I can't do it. But in the future, I will have gear on Dark Urge, and then maybe I can. Okay, E13 is the health here, or is the health here, and Briv is E16 damage. So this feels like this is bad. I'm gonna kill everybody. We gotta go back. We gotta go back here. I'm actually wondering if I pull them out. Well, no, yeah, that's good heals. That's some good healing. We're just gonna have to deal with it. What are we up to? Well, 2 EO4. All right. We're making progress. So a little harder here. If I had a different speed potion, that might help. Let me throw on a health potion. We'll see. We could stack. I mean, we could do the set and reset faster with another heal potion, but I don't have it. But this is what you want it to look like. Just everybody unloading on Briv like this for as long as possible, and then reset. Is this to gain Steelbone stacks? Yeah, this is to get the achievement. This is to get the achievement. The achievement is... where is it? Divine Patience. So gain more than 250,000 stacks in one adventure. So we're at 2 EO4. We need 2.5 EO5. We're 8% of the way there. This is the fastest way to do it, because Nerves of Steel makes enemies attack at triple speed. Triple speed. There's nowhere in the game that's going to be faster than this. Ranged means they're attacking the moment they come out. So this is the most optimized way to do it. It's just... And again, there is a way to, you know, with the right healing, you can keep Briv alive until you hit 250,000 stacks and beyond. I earned over 1 million. When I did that, I think I posted on the subreddit afterwards that I joined the 1 million stack club, because it was right after he came out. He was gearless, and I got 1 million Steelbone stacks on him. Just for fun, just for the fun of it. So I was like, oh, this is really quick. So I just AFK'd and went to dinner and came back and watched some TV, came back, and he was over 1 million stacks. I was like, well, that was great. That was great. So this is going to be a little more manual because we can't sustain this damage. Ironically, there's a shielder in his slot. We don't have anything else to help with that. And we're not even getting to 100 enemies, are we? Oh no, we are now. Where's their enrage? Oh, we die right before we get there. Okay. It's way if you can sit at 100 enemies attacking, just unleashing like that. That's the perfect storm. Okay, so we're over a tenth of the way there. I don't think we're gonna do it in a half an hour. But I will probably do this. I want to get this achievement, so I will probably just let him get the crap beat out of him when I go to after the stream. But that'll be it. We'll complete Nerves of Steel. We'll complete the tier 1. It's done. I mean, we already finished. We're flashing green up here. I just didn't want to earn this achievement. Offline progress gains. Oh, I forgot they made it so that it's kind of broken offline. Close and reopen client. 23. Okay, here's where we're gonna do. 2.73, 2.74 EO4. I forgot that they over tweaked. It's kind of a they over tweaked the amount of stacks you get offline. It's a little problematic. I'm just gonna give it some time here. I mean, we'll give it a little more than. Remember, we were at basically 2.75 EO4 is where we were. We'll see what happens. Because what happens is it doesn't matter how many enemies that are sitting on the screen when you shut it off. Once you shut it off, it reloads that area in the for the simulator. When we bring it back in, it's effectively treating it from the start, not where you left it. It starts that area over as part of the offline progress, so you don't have to build up 100 enemies and then do it. But just get your formation the way you want it and then try it. Oh yeah, and don't put Rosie next to Briv for this. All right. Well, I earned about 10,000. A little less. We were at what 275. So I earned about 7,500 offline. That's pretty quick. That's probably quicker than it should be. Yeah. Probably quicker than it should be. Twitch, get rid of the waving Pikachu? I have no idea. But yeah, I guess I could just turn this off when I go to dinner and then come back and log in and it'll be at the same place and I'll have my stacks. I'll have my stacks. I have health and what do you think I am, Vampire League? Like, what do you think I am? A non-new player? Look, I only have one slot available. This is the highest I've ever leveled Briv. I don't have favor. I don't have favor here. So yeah, I went with defensive duelist to try it out. Well, let's go back to health. I mean, if I had all the feat slots and all the feats, this could be a different story. But we be in new player waters here. Briv's just humming, hit me with your best shot. Why don't you hit me with your best shot? Yeah, if we could just not have 100 enemies on the screen, we could live through this. But 100 enemies, like we get to a point where it's just too much damage. It's just too much bonus damage above what his current overwhelm can handle. So take every last bit of it we can, and then we reset. I doubt it, Mr. Conis. I highly doubt I would ever get DMCA'd for singing on a stream. What do we get to? 433. So let's see. You know, we need 2.5 EO5. Again, I don't think we're going to get there on stream, but I will get there off stream. It'll be fine. But I won't do any other progress. We'll complete it tomorrow. We'll come back and we'll do the next adventure for Briv. What's up next for him? So we did the first one. So Delicious Diversion. We're going to lose 3 slots in the formation. Yeah, that sucks. It's funny, they're like, if the cart gets smashed, you go back a level. But it's behind the tank line. Like, if the cart gets smashed, we were going back a level anyway. We were going back a level anyway. Pat Benegar, yes, there you go. Well, I mean, if you're attempting 1600, if you're attempting tier 4, you should have Desmond. You should have Desmond and some people who count as dead. And that's, you know, that's how you attempt those. That's what Desmond exists for. Desmond gives you that bonus for escort slots. So, yeah. So Desmond and you know, like Blueshy and Spurt, those were the 2 I used. I think I used Astarion too. For the torch one for Dadius, where you lose 4 slots. Yeah, I was getting like with 4 slots down and those 3 dead people, I had an E31 buff. Yeah, Voronika also counts, but I don't always use her that much because of the way her crown thing works. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of manual work, in my opinion. So. I can't remember beyond that. So Blueshy, Spurt, Voronika, Astarion. I can't remember beyond that who counts as dead. I don't know if anybody else. Even with Desmond, Astarion, Spurt, I wasn't getting as much power as a partial Artemis formation. But are you heavily invested in Artemis? I mean, why can't you just use Artemis with that setup? If you are. So, I don't know. But again, I haven't tried tier 4 yet. I cleared through tier 3 and then I was doing Dark Urges tier 4 before attempting Dadius tier 4. And like I said, I stopped on the second variant because I couldn't complete it because Dark Urge was gearless. He still carried me all the way to like 1350 something, so with some gear, he's gonna smoke it. Your Artemis is 4 to 6 level 20 legendaries. Yeah, that's the problem. So throw Artemis in with the Desmond group. You know, put some peanut butter in your chocolate. Put some peanut butter in your chocolate. Solak not be good there? I mean, you'd need a Solak would need a ranged DPS and a lot of ranged people. But I mean, yeah, if you've got the ranged group for it, that's a little more restrictive than Desmond. You'd want Desmond and Solak together, but Solak specifically then restricts you even further by going, I want everybody to be ranged. Right? I don't know that Whittle and Finn count as dead. I feel like there's a good argument for them to count as dead, but I don't think they do. All right, we just need 5 times this amount. We only need 5 times this amount now, folks. But this is the best. This is the fastest way you're going to do this. Confirmed. Again, if you can just keep him up. The thing that's slowing this down for us is that we're having to reset and everyone has to come in again. When you can get to 100 enemies just unloading, I mean, eventually the overwhelm will kill him, but you get a much more efficient situation, and this goes real fast. Oh, Solak would replace Belushi. Yeah. But again, if you had the right ranged team, Desmond and Solak together would both benefit from escorts. All right, what did we get for gems? Not enough to buy another chest, unfortunately. I did get some silver chests, so I'm going to throw that down. I'm not using either of those yet because my champions don't have full green. So this is just where we are. We did get up to 1.99 EO9 favor. Should let us, I mean, we shouldn't have any problems with the tier 1 variants with that much favor. And then so tomorrow we'll come back, we'll finish the 3rd variant for Briv, and then we'll dive into, I don't know, probably the Dark Urges next, since he's kind of becoming our DPS when we're at our wall. We'll want to try to get him you know, some chests, some better gear. Could I go to E148 and add Nayeli? Maybe, but that would take me longer to grind up there. Oh, wait. Yeah, we had only gotten to 125 to complete this, so I didn't. Would have taken me longer. But yeah, probably. Yeah. The further you can go, the more tanks you can add in for health share. Right? Which is, I think, what I did on that in that GIF. I think I went way far in, and then so I could have a bunch of tanks in, and I wasn't going to kill anything. A single from Pat Benacar. I still like Mr. Urge's Neighborhood. I looked at the lyrics for that, and I'm like, oh, it just works. The whole song works. I mean, I love Mr. Rogers, but man, it just leans into, you know, a beautiful day in the neighborhood, a beautiful day for a murder. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Like, it's right there, the whole thing. Won't you be my murder? Hello, murder. Stab. Stab. All right. And on that note, I'm going to set this on 98 again, and then I'm going to turn it off and go to dinner. It plays with my dark urge to mess with song lyrics. Yes, it does. Thanks for hanging out again. I'll be back. I'll be on the Cena Games channel tomorrow morning for the event tutorial show. We'll be talking about just Dark Urge and Dadius. We're just going to talk about those two champions plus how the event works in general this week. We're not going to go over all the flex champions, but if people have questions about that, they can ask. But that's where next week we're going to go over the flex champions.